Good morning, it's Stacey from Farmerswife Homestead. Excuse the mess that I'm in. It's quite early morning. Well, not early, it's already like 9:15 now. And I've just been doing a few household chores. I haven't showered and got ready for the day yet. And we had so much rain last night, and looking out my kitchen window I can see the river is extremely swollen. It's actually dropped quite a lot already. So I'm going to take you for a wee walk and I'm going to show you the flooded river. I do know that there's neighbours that have been flooded out. Good morning, Miss Trixie. You have been missed, and Jasper loves to say hello. But you haven't been on camera for a long time, have you? I mean, we've only just gone past the first day of winter and we have spring daffodils. The season is crazy right now. Now this river is normally, it's a very, very tall, high bank, and it's not much of a river. Like, it's usually, you could practically walk across it. So I'll have to show you some footage when it's not in full flood, but for it to be this high and it's actually come down, that's a lot of rain. I mean, look at the cabbage trees. It's almost right up to the top of them. What's that floating down the river? The only thing that's really happy is the ducks. Don't know if you can see them. Paradise ducks, the breeding pair. So the other thing that I have to be careful of is the pig pen is on the back of this river. So I'm going to go and check on my two girls because they are due to have their babies very shortly, and they're further down this river. What do you think, Trix? What do you think? Is the water very high? Come here. And here's the latest goatee that's joined the family. She's a nanny goat that was dumped along with white one right in the back there. Try and zoom in. One right in the back there. They were dumped on the farm. So my stepdaughter loves her goats. So we've got well, there's five down here, yeah, and another black one, a smaller black one. But we think that she's going to have a kid, so that should be interesting. That she's gorgeous, she's very friendly. She's only got one teat, so that's probably why she was dumped. Hey, nanny goat. Oh, that was a nice little walk, and Trix enjoyed it too. The pig pen, there was barely any water in it. It was up over their electric, but they were safe and sound in their house, having a sleep, as expectant mamas should do. Anyway, I've decided I have to go to town later on, so I'm not going to get in the garden today. I changed my mind. Right, finally getting to get out in the garden today. Yesterday I was going to film, but it was very windy and I couldn't get out in the wind. So welcome back to Farmer's Wife Homestead. I'm Stacey if this is the first time we're meeting, and I brought myself a little plastic greenhouse. So I'm super excited. It's a place where I can just have it as my own and I can potter about. I brought 3 boxes of seedlings, all but maybe 5 or 6 punnets were full price, and all the rest were $1 pots. So yeah, we're going to assemble that, and the place that I've picked I think should be a good spot. Hubby may come home and say something differently, so luckily it will be able to be moved if that's the case. but yeah, hopefully it's a good spot because it'll be nice and sheltered. So I probably won't film all of me putting it together because that would be just really boring, but once it's sort of up, you know, I'll bring you in and we'll start potting some seedlings and whatnot. So yeah, there she is. There's my girl. There's my girl. There's a mama's girl. Do you want to speak for Jasper? Jasper the dog, not my grandson. Speak. 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 Get down. No jumping up. You know you're not allowed to. Come here. Speak. Speak. Good girl. Anyway, here she is for all the people who love tricks. Here it is. My dad's got this and he loves pottering in it, and it has lasted for ages, so we're going to give it a go. It's a 2.2 metre walk-in greenhouse, and it's got shelves, and yeah, the shelves are pretty basic, but we'll see what we can do. It's number 8 and I got it from Mitre 10. Of course, what any good woman will do is read the instructions first, and I love putting things together, but the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that all the pieces are there and pop them into their groups. Would you look at that? It's already bagged in their groups. How brilliant. Woohoo, look at me go. I only had to undo a couple of bits once, and I was like, how am I going to get this really tall roof? So I took half the panels off, did the roof, and then just popped the roof on from this bit here, and then as you just saw, I managed to get the roof on myself. So this is really heavy duty plastic, and it's actually a lot bigger than what I thought, so it's exactly the same one as my dad's, so I'm really pleased about that. It's already nice and warm in there, and now I'm just going to tie all the ties and then move it into position, and then put the tie downs down and the pegs. Hopefully they'll go into the stone, and fingers crossed hubby's okay with it being where it's at, and then we can start moving some plants in. I'm too excited. This is my hobby and it just brings me a lot of joy. Right, obviously I've got the door up, and I've popped in all the, see the little pegs. Found this little bookshelf, so I'll use that for storage, and then I've got these tables that I used to use for catering and dinner parties and things, and they've just gone to rack and ruin. So I took out the back shelves right in the corner on this side and that side. There's no support here. It's kind of going to be a pain to not have support there. Just a little bit too wide, but it would be quite handy to have some space here to pot things up, and that sort of thing. I might see if I can find some wood or something to brace, and then just put some braces here. That's what I could do. I could ask hubby if he's got anything that would be suitable, and then I could use those shelves, and I possibly will brace the shelves anyway. The shelves aren't really going to hold too much, and that's why I really wanted the table. I did have a small bookshelf, wooden bookshelf, that I was intending on using, but I think it'd be more important to have a table to do all my seedlings in. Speaking of which, all these were $1, and then I've got some spinach and some spring onions, so I've got 3 more boxes and some garden mix. Should have got potting, but such is life, it was cheap. And of course the other great thing is that I can film in here, so I can do my potting up and show you everything. It's really toasty in here. It's not a very windy day today, so that's, you know, we'll see how it handles the wind. Spring can be very windy here, but that's why I put it right up against the house rather than in the paddock, because I don't think it would handle being in the paddock. Alright, excuse the barking dogs. Some of them are working and they want to work as well. Anyway, I've lined the supports down the bottom here with the bags, and that'll help with the wind. And I've just got loads of flowers, mostly for $1. I couldn't help it. It's already so warm in here. So yeah, mostly flowers, but we might do a couple of seeds as well. And then I've got the wheelbarrow with a open bag of compost. Be very careful with compost. Make sure you use it in a well ventilated area, or open it well in advance, or use you know, like respirators or all those sorts of things. But yeah, I'm going to go and get myself some pots. Right, I've got everything. I've got my little trowel. This used to belong on a dog kennel. It's like the bottom of a dog kennel. So I put that on the table, and then when I'm working with the dirt or the soil, I can use that and make it easier to clean up. I've grabbed some pots. I had this in the garden, so I'll reuse this at some point. That there. And yeah, just gonna, I've got some of these sorts. I'll go and check my other potting shed, see what I've got in there, and I'm going to just these flowers are quite leggy, but they should still flower, because they're not, like, they're only just starting to flower. And if you take off the these are violas or pansies, if you take off the flowers as they start to wilt down, then they will continue to grow more. I wonder if you can pinch off pansies. I'm not sure. If you pinch them off, they might go. Okay, I've got one bumblebee and one honeybee in here. I wish there was a little window or something so that they could fly back out, but there's a huge opening there. Yeah, for $1, I mean, it doesn't really matter. These lettuce, these ones are the Tom Thumb, so I will hopefully they handle the heat in here. But we are getting down to like 2 degrees in the, you know, in the nights, so they should be okay in here. What else have I got? As I said, I've got some spinach, I've got some spring onion, some silver beet, and 2 types of kale. I've got the Tuscan kale, or the Cavero Nero, and the other one that I've already got in my garden. I predominantly am growing that stuff to supplement the chickens, because I don't free range them as often as I would like to, because they come up to the house and then they poop everywhere and they just cause havoc in the gardens. So I like to supplement with some fresh greens as much as possible. Alright, I'm going to try and get Mr. Bumblebee out of here, and then I'm just going to start potting up, and then yeah, I'm just going to continue on with my day and enjoy it. I can't, this is just warming my heart so much. This yeah, this feels really good for me. Alright, I couldn't get one of the bees out, but I got the bumblebee out. I've grabbed these 2 big pots here for some of the veggies, and I think what I might do is try some carrots in a container, because even if you don't have garden space, you can grow in containers and you don't have to go to the expense of buying like one of these, which by the way was 157 New Zealand dollars, which I don't feel is that bad. Right, this one I'm going to throw some carrots in and see what happens. Just giving it a really good push down so that the seeds get some good contact. There's a bit of bark in here, but it's not too bad. So this is going to be the Tom Thumb. I want them pretty close together. It's only a small lettuce anyway, and these could have done with a watering beforehand, but I'll water them in a minute. It's just for weed suppression as well. They will be fine in the one pot. Perfect. Really happy with that. Now for the likes of these heavier pots, I am going to leave them on the table because they are quite heavy, and you're only supposed to have 5 kilos on the actual shelving. But I don't want them too close here in case we get a frost as well. So the silver beet and spinach and kale I don't mind having closer, but something as delicate as the lettuce here I'll have somewhere central where it's not so going to be so cold. Okay, so I've got some king seeds here, and I've got, oh, that's beetroot. It's organic carrot. It's called Tender Sweet, and I'm just going to give it a go. I haven't grown carrots in years, and I will thin them out. Right, having this plastic down on the table is brilliant because it's just catching all this dirt. I know, soil. Right. Let's see if 4 pots is going to be enough. I think it will be. They can be closer together. Right, I got 3. One is quite overcrowded, so it'd be good to sort of see one that's only got a few, and one sort of a medium one. Loving it. And I've got the soil that was in the pot, and I'm just going to mix it in. Clearance. Oh, these are Great Lakes. I'm tempted to put these into the garden because they actually grow quite big, but let's pop one in each pot, and I'm just going to pinch out any horrible leaves, and I think that pot is more than big enough for one Great Lake lettuce. Alright, I've had it for one day, so we've got some lettuce there, got all my garlic that I need to plant, tom thumb, some flowers, some more tom thumb, the spring onions, flowers, some carrots, some silver beet, all the spinach and kale, some more flowers, more silver beet and flowers and silver beet, and I'm just going to water everything and call it a day. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm super pumped. I really hope that this will be a great little space for me. I'll be able to put all my seedlings in here as well instead of on my table, which I've now taken over as my office, and give everything water, and that'll be great. Thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one, hopefully. Alright, bye for now.